Today we're going to take a look at point slope form. And our main question for today is, how does point slope form work? In other words, why do we have point slope form, being that we already have slope intercept form? Before we can really get started with that though, we need to identify what point slope form is. Point slope form is this form of y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, which if you notice is similar form of y equals start plus change times x minus 1 when it's solved for y anyway. And in this case, m is still a slope and x1 at y1 is going to be a point, and this really can be any point. So the first thing we're going to take a look at today is being able to write the equation. So our first aspect is writing the equation when you're given the slope and a point. So when we do this, step one is going to be to simply substitute our values into the formula. In our case, we have slope being 2 and our point being negative 1, 8. So remember, this is our x and this is our y. So when we substitute into our formula up here, we have y minus y1, which is going to be 8, equal to our slope, which is 2, times the quantity x minus x1, which is negative 1. Now, if you recall, when we have a minus from when we were doing our speed skills, this is a chunky plus. So then our step 2 is going to be to distribute m. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute my m to both terms, which will give me y minus 8 equals 2x, and this is 2 times positive 1, so plus 2. Step 3 will then be to combine our like terms, if we have any, which in our case is going to involve step 4, which is solving for y first. So I'm going to rewrite over here our y minus 8 equals 2x plus 2. And to get y alone, we need to add 8 to both sides, which gives us y is equal to 2x plus 10. So while this here, y minus 8 equals 2 times the quantity x plus 1, is our point slope form, then when we want to, right here where it says then solve for y, that will of course end up getting us y equals 2x plus 10, which, if you remember, is our slope intercept form, which is our main form we use. The point slope form is handy when you're given a point and the slope, as opposed to trying to then solve for b to find our slope intercept. So let's go ahead and take a look at another example. This time we have m equal to 2/3 and our point 9,4. So we're going to start off by putting it into the formula. We have y minus y1, which is 4, equals our slope, which is 2/3, times x minus x1, which is 9. So then our next step is going to be to bomb out and distribute that 2/3, giving us y minus 4 equals 2/3 x minus, and 2/3 times 9, if we do that over here, 2/3 times 9, this cancels, this gives here, which gives us 6. So then we're going to add 4 to both sides, which gives us y equals 2/3 x minus 2. So the two answers I'm going to be looking for on your homework are going to be here for point slope and here for slope intercept. The second piece of this puzzle is being able to write the equation of the line from the graph that is shown. So if we take a look here, our step 1 is going to be to count the rise over run for m. So in our case here, I'm going up 2 and over 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's 2 rise positive 8, which is 1/4. So m equals 1/4. Step 2 is going to be to choose one of the points. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to select this point because it is positive and it's in quadrant 1. So if I count here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my point is 6, 8. Step 3 then is going to be to substitute it into the formula. So we have y minus y1, which is our 8, equals our slope, or m, of 1/4 times x minus x1, which is our 6. And in this case, we didn't ask you to solve it for y, so that would be our final answer. Let's take a look at one more just like that. Now here we've got a flat line, which if you recall has a 0 slope. Because think about it this way, if you are on a flat surface trying to snowboard, you're not going to get very far. And then if I choose a point, doesn't really matter which one, I'm going to choose this one. It means, if I count here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And down 1, 2, 3, so that's -3. So when I put it into my formula, I have y minus y1, which is -3 minus -3 is +3, equals m, which is 0, times x minus 6. You can leave it like that. This also ends up being y plus 3 equals 0, which is why we end up getting y equals -3, which from before if you solve it for y, because this crosses at -3.